Welcome to another episode of VIP Money Farm. Here we will have discussions on different types of businesses, investment strategies, and crypto market in general. Please understand that this is not financial advice, just entertainment and financial information to help you do your own research. All right, let's go. All right. So before I start with the interview today, since this is one of my, well, actually my first video in, well, I did one recently 2 days ago, but before that, I did my last video was over a year ago, right? I deleted a couple of videos that it's not relevant anymore, so I removed those. As you can see, I was one of day one investors in SafuuGo. So recently I decided that I'm gonna start doing some more videos as well. So this is my YouTube channel, right? So make sure you bookmark, make sure you subscribe, share, right? And hit that bell thing, right? Bell notification. Also, this is my Twitter page, and again, make sure you give me a follow, like, and subscribe, right? Because I'll be sharing some very interesting information that can help you with your research, right? Not only, I'm a big fan of SafuuGo, right? I'll be posting a lot of information from SafuuGo and also other cryptos that I have an interest in as well, right? Not only SafuuGo, but I'll be covering SafuuGo along the way as well. Also, I recently launched my Discord. I'll be having a lot of discussion over here. Right now, I just set it up, so there's not a lot of things going on right now. But I invite you over to come and get the conversation going. And the main objective for this Discord is not only that we're going to talk about different aspects of cryptocurrencies, but as you can see right here, we're going to have business discussion. And these type of discussion going to include boring business, things as just starting a small business in your hometown. I'm going to provide those type of information. Things like a laundromat, a car wash, a food truck, businesses that don't relate to crypto directly, right? This is a way you can diversify. So when the market tanks, you don't take a big hit. You're making money in other areas as well. And as I stated earlier, we're gonna have some crypto conversation as well with different types of crypto. And I'm working on a few different projects where we're gonna offer premium services as well, and we're gonna have regular podcasts, regular interview, and so forth, right? So we're going to get started with this interview, and again, guys, please like, share, and subscribe, and help this thing going. And also join our Discord and contribute whatever information you can contribute. So as a community collectively, we can help each other navigate this financial space. And again, this is not financial advice. We're just investors with a common goal or a common interest coming together to share information so it can aid us in our research to make proper decision moving forward. Hey, so how you doing, Mr. Disguise?
I'm good, thank you. How
You
are
know,
you?
yeah, I'm doing real good, real good. So today I want to interview you. I want to ask you a few questions about SGO, what happened in the past, and um, the future for SGO in terms of the migration. But before we start talking about that, who is Mr. Disguise? Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Disguise. um, Basically, I'm a normal guy. Um, been in crypto a long time. Since I found Bitcoin when it was at £3. I don't know what that is in dollars, about $4 or something like that. So it was a long, long time ago.
Wow.
I'm just been around it for a long time. Just thought I would help out basically with SGO because obviously everything that happened.
I see.
And that's it, really. I'm a normal dude. I
So
just
so you started it with Bitcoin around what year?
2012, something like that. 2012. I can't remember exactly. 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
Can't, or I think now.
Yeah.
I know, maybe 2012, 2013, something like that. It
Right.
was right. Put it this way: there were no big exchanges. Most people were trading on uh, Bitcoin Talk and
Mm,
threads and things like that. My first experience of an exchange was with a guy called Amir Tarki.
mm.
He's quite big in crypto actually, and he was on the foundation for Bitcoin. I didn't know this at the time. It was just basically some guy ran an exchange. It was really basic.
Mm.
There was no on ramp, off ramp. It was a case of send this guy some money to his bank account, and he
Yes.
would, update the website.
Yes. I
And
did that type of transaction before as well. So I know exactly what you're
yeah,
talking about. So it seems you've been in
yeah.
crypto for a very long time. Have you worked with any other project before?
Well, yeah. Basically, when I got into crypto, I started mining,
Okay.
and I used to mine with like GPUs. I had like several GPU rigs, and I was mining this token once called Netcoin,
Hmm.
and basically I mined a lot of it because there wasn't many people mining it,
Okay.
and I went to see what was going on with that, what the developer was doing, and I see that it wasn't really doing much. He was just sort of giving some free tokens out, and people were putting their address and saying thanks, and that was about it.
Hmm.
So I approached him and I asked him what his plans were because I had a lot of the coin.
Hmm.
And he said didn't really say much, that what his plans were. And I said, well, would you mind, if I took it over? And he
Hmm.
was like, yep, straight away. He was like, here's the website, here's the GitHub, crack on. So I was like, great. So I had no experience, obviously, in crypto, running a crypto at that stage. But I learned on the fly.
Hmm.
I created a forum with lots of little features on. I mean, remember, this is back in 2013. It was, right at the start, there was nothing. I created the forum, added a currency to the forum,
I see.
and you could edit the currency. So obviously, I made it Netcoin, and
Hmm.
people would get Netcoins for posting rewards. So they would post, if they were active in the forum, they
Hmm.
would get rewards for making comments and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um,
So, sorry to
and I
cut you.
would basically,
So
okay,
that seems like a good idea for SGO Discord.
if it's possible, I don't know if it has the same sort of feature. I mean, but yeah, it could potentially be. The only thing is, when I did it with Netcoin, I had a load of Netcoin. All the Netcoin that I gave out to people as posting rewards were my
Hmm.
personal Netcoin that I'd mined. So basically, my idea, and it's always my idea really, is not to get a wage, from the coin. I don't want to extract any money from the treasury or get a payment or anything like that. It's always that I'm invested. So if I put my efforts into the coin and I give it value, then my value of the coins that I hold will go up, and then I profit, So I only profit the same way everybody else profits. Do you know what I mean? So
Okay, so it seems
that
as
was
if
my idea with Bitcoin as well.
you had a quite extensive knowledge with crypto and history with crypto.
Yeah.
So let's talk about SGO for a second. We know what happened with SGO Discord. We know what transpired.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
what were you doing around that time, and what were your thoughts?
Well, like everybody else, I was a holder. I saw the shenanigans going on in the room. In the Discord. I was there when he was doing the vote
Mm,
about whether to go with the Onpour. I actually went to sleep mid vote and woke up, checked my phone. The Discord was there for briefly, for seconds, because obviously that was the last thing I was on. And then it just went poof, and then I couldn't find the icon, and I was like, what the hell's going on? I think somebody might have sent me a friend request,
mm,
or an invite to another Discord. Obviously, I was a bit confused, like everybody else. I was a bit. Couldn't. I honestly didn't think that he was going to do it. He was going to, delete the Discord, but he did. This guy made a Discord for like Safu Army, which was great. That he's trying, and it was a bit difficult in there. I don't think he was very experienced with Discord, and in the end, myself, Wen Moon, Triple Moon, a few others, Crypto here, we started up this Discord. We started up our own Discord. I reached out to JMass, who's you probably know, he's a big name in the Safu world.
yes.
Asked him if he was still holding, and if he said he was. I was like, would you like to come to the Discord for SafuuGo? And he was like, yeah. And he jumped in there, and bless his heart, he went to Vulcan, asked them if he could post the link to the Discord, and the next thing I know, I didn't know this at the time, I just started to see members flying in left and right. It was crazy. It was blah, 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 loads of new people joining. I found out afterwards it was
Someone actually DM me the new Safo Go Discord. I'm currently looking at it right now, and it seems very active. A lot of things is going on there. You guys have
yeah.
all the different
I
channels
mean,
set up.
I think we got a lot done in a short space of time, especially at the beginning. It was literally starting all from scratch. Setting up the whole Discord, setting up all the the rooms, all the channels, all the categories, and it was I don't think we slept for 48 plus hours. Literally didn't sleep,
I see.
and it was difficult, but it was fun as well. There was lots of help. Like I say, Triple Moon, One Moon, and Crypto here were all great. JMass helping out, and it was good, and and Nacho and Elliot as well. Obviously, they came along. Nacho was invited, and he, then it was just basically liaising with Brian, basically, and the treasury funds, and
Okay, so who reached out to Brian?
I believe it was either Nacho or Elliot.
Okay, that's good.
They were liaising with Brian. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So I know you just touched on the council members. How many members is on the council?
There's four of us. We wanted to keep it small, for streamlining, everything. It's me, Wen Moon,
Okay,
Margus,
okay,
and Texas.
okay, great. And I know we talk a little bit, and you're confident with their ability, and these individual on a professional basis. So, in a sense, um, what are some of the skills these consuls offer to SGO to ensure SGO success?
Sure. Well, at the time when all this was happening, it was kind of natural actually that got us all together.
Okay.
He introduced me to Margus Tenebrae. He's he's got a business management degree,
Okay.
and he's working for a multinational corporation for more than 12 years. From worked as a community manager, marketing officer, core team member, and different crypto projects. He's really good. So obviously his skills are management based, financial based. He's keeping track of a lot of the financial stuff and organising like the trading competition that we had recently. He's taking like entries for that kind of stuff. He's really good.
Okay.
Really supportive, really nice guy. We've talked a lot, over the phone, and he's a really, really nice guy.
Oh, great, great. Since you touch
Um,
base on the trading competition, can you tell me about that a little bit?
Basically, it's a week-long competition
Okay.
for either individual purchases or accumulative purchases. Since obviously Marcus has got a business degree, he's good with Excel, and so he'll be able to take in the spreadsheet and a CSV file from BSC scan and collate all that data. At the end of the competition, you have to register your wallet address, and you can do that at any point throughout the competition. It's running now. I think there's about 4 days, just over 4 days left on the competition. And there's some good prizes. There's $1,000 in total up for grabs. First place, basically we're giving 10% of what you've traded up to a certain amount. First place is up to $400. So if you traded $4,000 plus, you'd get $400.
Okay.
Second place, can't remember the details. Now maybe it's like $300, and it just goes down the list for the top 5 traders.
Okay.
You can find there's a link on the Discord for.
I see. That sounds very good. I want to talk about another member of the council, Wen Moon.
Yeah, Wen Moon is great as well. He's liaising with lots of marketing companies at the minute. She's collecting requests for proposals. She's got history in marketing and as an art director as well. So she's really organised and she's really good in that side of things. And she's got experience running companies and management side of things as well. So she's good.
Yeah, it seems like you guys have a solid team over there, ready to go.
Yeah. And Texas as well. Texas is really supportive, really good guy. Really, he's a bit more in the background, but he's really, really good. Got a lot of connections.
I see.
A lot of good connections. And a lot of good knowledge. He's a very knowledgeable man. Very calm, and he's the glue. I'd say he's the glue. So it's a good.
That's good. That's good. Seems you guys have a mixture of talent and personality over there. That's really good.
Definitely,
So, tell us about some of the issues that you're facing with SGO at the moment.
Well, basically, at the start, we had a lot of people suggesting that we migrate the contract and make a new contract, and I was kind of against it to begin with because I didn't want to go down that route. and I thought that we could get away with not going down that route. But some things came up. It was yourself, I believe, that alerted us to a scam Discord,
Right.
and unbeknownst to us, they had taken the custom link.
Right.
It threw a bit of a spanner in the works, because we'd have to update all the websites like DexTools, DexScreener, CoinMarketCap, and the problem with that is they require you to have the domain, which we don't have. Brian didn't give it to us, and so that's kind of forced our hand a little bit, and so that's why we decided to migrate to a new code base, and we can have a fresh start, rebrand. Then we can get all our links and everything in order, all the social media links.
Yes, and get some of those high risk warning and CoinMarketCap and other places.
Yeah, that's another side of it. I mean, because obviously, if we're going to migrate to a new code base, it's got lots of benefits. As you mentioned, we can take some of the stuff out that's in there, like the rebase, the stuff that we're not using, the blacklist, and that's given a high warning, a high risk flag on PancakeSwap and other sites. I mean, as a trader myself, if I go onto DexScreener and I see, it's got blacklist, like everybody else, you'd be worrying, can they, blacklist my wallet? But
Exactly.
SGO doesn't have that feature. It can only blacklist LPs, but it still flags up as a blacklist, on there. And obviously that's going to, give people concern. So it's, off-putting to new investors that don't know ins and outs of SGO. So that's a good benefit as well. We can take all that kind of stuff out. The transfer pausable is another big one, obviously, that people look for. So we will we'll go into that as well.
Yes, so I totally understand, the main reason to, migrate to a version 3. It's I think we have to rebrand and move on to a version 3 because, most of the issues, can't be corrected. It's not like we can, jump on CoinMarketCap and make those changes and
Exactly.
so forth. So let's move on to the future, right? I see that you recently published a roadmap. We're not going to go over every single thing, but can you point out some main ideas from this roadmap that you're looking forward to?
Sure. I mean, as we've touched on, it goes over, some of the things that we've done so far, like building the Discord that we talked about,
Right.
liaising with Brian, and getting the funds, the community funds together. Now, obviously, the big one is the migration that we have to work on now. We've been reaching out to different developers, getting different, quotes together for different proposals for the work that needs to be done.
Okay.
Doing the buy and hold invest.
Sorry to cut you off. Did you make any deals with a developer, or do you have any time?
We haven't made a deal as of yet. We've had a good meeting yesterday.
Okay.
They seem really good. Able to. They've been recommended from a member in the community in the Safu world.
I see.
So yeah, we had a really good meeting. He's understands what's happened, with everything with SGO and with the Brian. He's aware of all that situation.
I see.
He's aware that what the community has been through. He's sympathetic, and so I'm very hopeful that we're going to get a really good quote from him. He's able to work through the whole process, so that's exciting. That's the most exciting thing I'm excited about at the minute is getting that completed, and In terms of what's coming up, like I said, migration, then it's, to go along with that, we have to rebrand. So it's choosing a new name. And we have some great suggestions in the name suggestions on the Discord. And we've had some internally as well. Texas has been coming up with some great names. Yeah, we've got the name suggestions there.
Right.
Obviously, we're still
interesting names.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a nice one there, yeah.
Yeah. So I want to talk about I know you in the last AMA you mentioned something about the supply. Can you touch base on that and how it will help the version 3?
Yeah. I know a lot of people like the extremely low supply,
Okay.
but I think that in realistically it's too small, and I don't think typically people like to deal with decimals. And although now you can buy a token for $20, what about in the future when you're buying 10,000 and getting a one coin? I think it's off-putting for people, and it could become even more extreme if we want to get right to the top. We want to get into the top 100. You'd be spending $1,000 to get 0.1, 0.01 of SGO, and so we decided to go with a share split type thing, which many companies do. GameStop did it recently, with a 5-to-1 share split. The reason they do that is the same reason that we do it. It's to lower the price to make it more attractive. It doesn't change anything with the market cap. Doesn't change anything with the value of the coins you hold. Nothing changes. It's purely to bring the price down to make it more attractive for new investors.
Yeah, I see. Amazon does that a lot. And especially when their shares goes up like $3,000.
Exactly.
It has a visual effect on the investor. 3,000 seems so expensive, right?
Exactly.
But $100 is sound very cheap, and this is what they do in the e-commerce arena. Is that that's why we have prices like $9.95, because $10 is so expensive, but $9.95 sound a lot more cheaper.
I know. No, yeah, I mean, there's that psychological aspect to it, and like you say, it's a visual thing, and that's all. It won't change anything to do with the deflationary aspect. We're still going to be burning.
Right.
We'll be burning more because there's more tokens out there, and it's only 22 million, 700,000, whatever. Our supply is at a minute, so I still think it's a small supply. It's akin to the Bitcoin supply, which is deemed as a small supply, digital gold, and limited supply. So I think we've still kept a good balance of being a low supply and lowering the price enough that it's attractive for new investors. Not going into meme territory where it's 0.0001 of a cent. I think it's a really good balance.
I see. I think that's good, because I think the price would be around 2 cents, which is good, because a lot of people can look forward to $1 and even $10.
Exactly.
And that seems very achievable. So let me see. Is there anything else you want to add regarding the roadmap?
Yeah. Actually,
go ahead.
No, carry on.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is there any additional features or core features you're gonna add to the contract? I know you're gonna remove a few things. I think you're gonna remove the pod. I don't remember if that's the correct name for it. But can you talk about some of the features you're gonna remove and what you're gonna add?
Yeah, basically the pods is gonna come out, the rebase will come out, the blacklist will come out, transfer pausable will come out. All the things that are going to flag up, red flags will come out. The tax will remain. At the minute, it's 2.9%. buy and sell. I'm probably going to make that 3% just because it's easier on the eye than 2.9 and
Exactly.
easier to explain to people. So there will be no transfer tax, just like now.
Right.
There will be automated buyback and burn, just like we've got now. I'm probably going to set that to. We'll probably set that to 1 BNB. At the minute it's 1.2, but we'll probably just set it for 1, just for ease,
Okay.
Make things a little bit easier. Other than that, I want the contract to be as simple as possible because the plan is to build utilities around the token, and I want the token to be as simple and clean and clear
Right.
for new investors as possible. It will also enable us to get onto centralized exchanges a lot easier.
Great.
Things
That
like that.
sounds good.
So
So a minimum viable product, which you're gonna build on top of that with different
exactly,
utility. That sounds real good.
exactly.
Okay.
There's one thing that we've got a wonderful whale on with us, and he's a really good supporter, and he's very generously
Okay.
the Whale Supporter Special Fund. He's very generously devised this idea to reward or help people that have suffered from SGO.
I see.
And it's basically his idea is to buy. He's going to buy personally 1 Bitcoin. Any price appreciation from that will be paid out to people that are qualified for being part of the fund. We'll go into more details about that
Okay.
closer, a bit further on. Because it's probably going to be after the migration. We want to get the migration out of the way. It's the most pressing matter at the minute. To get that all done safely, securely, and in a timely manner.
Okay.
And after that, we'll release more details about that Whale Supporter Special Fund, which it's amazing that he's willing to do that for people. And
Yeah, I think that's honorable. Yeah, especially what we've been through with that guy.
exactly.
Yeah, sounds good. I see that on the roadmap you have plans to negotiate with Travel Care and continue that relationship that was started.
Yeah. Obviously, it's going to be a new contract, so we're going to have to reach out to him and explain to him that we've rebranded and we'll try to build our relationship with him as well, because I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I know that everybody was really excited, but I think it was pretty good. It's not a bad thing to have.
I know, because I was even I have plans to book a few vacation and maybe travel to Jamaica and things of the sort. So I think that's a good idea and something good to have. Yeah, that sounds really nice.
Another thing that's a big part of what we want to do, because of everything that's gone on and what everyone's been through, we wanted to be as transparent as possible with finances and everything, with everything we can do. If we can be transparent about it, we want to be. Obviously we can't give away all future plans that we want to do and all the details that we're going on about, but in terms of finances, we set up a fiscal transparency section on the website.
Yes, I'm
Every
looking
time
at it.
it shows you the treasury funds there,
Right.
the BNB that we've collected from transaction fees, from the taxes, the BUSD that we've got left, that we've been putting into the LP basically.
Right.
Everything's there. Every time we make an LP injection, on the left-hand side, you see the fiscal transparency category, and we post the proof of any expenses that we take out. For like bots that we've done, and the same with LP injections. Every time we do an LP injection, we post the links for that. So
Okay, and I see that the liquidity pool is strengthening, looking much healthier than and
when we started, there was 16,000.
yes, yeah. I know we had almost 44,000, which is good.
Yeah.
So we can see some
Yeah.
growth right there.
Yeah, we've been building that up, from the funds, from the treasury funds.
Right.
We're probably going to put a pause on that now until after the migration, because it doesn't make
Exactly.
sense to keep adding it until there, until because we're just going to have to take it out anyway. Um, Obviously, once we migrate to the new token, we'll start that
Right. Right.
strategic plan again and start bulking that up some more as well.
I see. All right. That sounds real good.
And later on down the line, with Margus, with his management degree, obviously he wants to. We'll start releasing sort of fortnightly reviews or fortnightly updates about operational costs, and again, all about transparency, fiscal transparency, and we're going to really focus on that. And everything that we do is going to be um, up and above board and open to everybody. So
I see. All right. So
no surprises.
we're gonna transition to um, utility. 'Cause we know one of the big questions a lot of investors ask, what's the utility? What's the
Sure.
utility? I'm talking about passive income, and things of the sort.
Yeah.
So I know you have plans for utility and passive income. Can you touch base on that?
Yeah. I mean, there's someone mentioned today that we left out there staking, because I've spoke about possible staking
Mm-hmm.
options on the line, and I'm still in my mind. I still want to do something like that. It's very doable. We could give a portion of the taxes that the Treasury is receiving
Okay.
to some kind of staking platform.
Right. Right.
And there's other options that we can explore with that as well. A different type of NFTs that we could come up with, or it could well just be a straight coin staking platform. And
Right.
that's definitely on the cards and definitely in our minds. Obviously, with the migration, that's the big. Have to go over that first before we start going down that route. But yeah, that's definitely on there. At the end of the roadmap, we've got the big one, which is a real world utility,
Mm,
and yeah, and again, it's not something. It's later down the line.
I see. I see.
At the end of the year.
So basically, you have plans to, in a sense, start business out of crypto as part of your diversification, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Basically, we'll be researching different types of businesses
Okay.
we can invest in and share profits of that, with
So
the holders.
okay. So in a sense, some of these um, utility and passive income opportunity, are you going to create some type of NFT to tokenize these ventures?
It's possible. It's possible that we do NFTs down the line.
Okay.
I'm also my trouble with NFTs
Mm-hmm.
is that it's something that people have to buy again,
I
and
see.
I think, well, why not instead support the coin holders who have already bought the coin,
I see.
and I would personally like to reward the token holders.
So is it
I'm not
possible?
saying no to NFTs.
Okay.
NFTs are possible. There could be something down the line that
So
comes up with NFTs.
real
But
quick, is
yeah,
it this is not my area of expertise, but I'm thinking that people use their SGO version 3 to buy the NFTs. Isn't that how it works?
that could be possible.
Okay.
That could be possible.
So in a
Yeah,
sense, you may need a certain amount of SGO to purchase these NFTs to own an asset. Say for example, you purchase apartment complex, right? And you want to
yeah.
tokenize the apartment complex. The investor would purchase a certain amount of SGO NFT to own ownership in these asset, right?
It's
Is that
possible.
the plan you have in mind?
It could be possible. I mean, obviously, we can't go into too many details at the minute, but
Exactly.
that's definitely possible.
Okay, that sounds good. One of my last question. Can you touch on security? What are some of the things you have in place to ensure, security for the contract? I know you guys gonna do um, auditing and things of the sort, but is there anything else you have in mind?
I mean, as I say, we're only going through recommendations to developers, so we wouldn't just go online and just get some random developer. It's only through recommendations that we're trusted members in the community. I think that's a good way, of ensuring
No,
security
yeah,
and
exactly.
trust.
No
Yeah,
sort of
and
sort of games that we experienced in the past,
right,
right?
exactly. There's not going to be any of that. And as you say, any code will be audited
Right.
as well. So yeah.
Okay. We're gonna touch. How will you, in a sense, handle, volatility and fluctuation in price?
I mean, like for me, as I'm a trader myself, that's what I've been doing for the past couple of years, and I like to trade.
Hmm.
I'm not the sort of person, a lot of people focus on people that when they sell and they get upset when somebody sells, and I'm not kind of one of those people. I'm happy when people are selling and buying and using the coin. That's what it's all about. We're here to trade, and sales are inevitable. It's the free market, the true free market,
Right.
and we focus more on what we're going to provide as a benefit to the coin, and let the free market sort of look after itself. We can market, we can do lots of marketing. The contract will be secure. We can provide those things to help with volume, and we can encourage people to come and trade our token and give them incentives to trade our token, and that would be about it.
I see. Um, okay, that sounds real good. So I know our audience want to know, when marketing. What are some of the go-to strategies you have in place for marketing?
As I mentioned earlier, when Moon is reaching out
Okay,
to marketing companies,
okay,
wasn't there. I mean, it doesn't make sense to have any right now because we're rebranding.
right,
So we
right,
wouldn't waste resources. Obviously, marketing SGO when we're going to be changing the name, changing everything. So we're not going to spend any resources on that until migration's done. We've got all our rebranding done.
right.
Then
So
we'll go full bore on marketing. There will definitely be a big marketing push. Twitter, Facebook, whatever. There's lots of options
I see.
we can utilize for marketing. Yeah.
Okay. So all right, that sounds really good. So my last question here is, what is the plan for price stability? Our investors is looking for that green candle.
I mean, do we want price stability? To me,
I know, right?
that's the big thing that where people want stability, but they also want a big rise, and they want the they want the opportunity to
To
a
trade.
swing trade. So
Right.
that means you need a down too. So you have a down, you have an up, and if you're going to swing trade it, we need a down too.
Right.
And so I don't think we want really stability. In terms of stability, I mean, by thickening the LP, it's going to make it a lot less volatile than it was. I mean, there's extremes to it, isn't there? When you got 16K LP, it
Right.
was very volatile. By just doing small trades, you're creating a really big price impact.
I see.
Just small trades. Obviously, we don't want that. We want to encourage, larger investors to come in.
Exactly.
Thickening up the LP will definitely help with that.
So,
but yeah, I'm happy for people to trade it, buy it, sell it.
right.
It's all good.
So, I have so many last questions there, but I want to ask: do you have plans to do some wash trading and send funds to Gate.io?
No, pretty sure no.
No?
That's not on the agenda. No.
Okay, so no wash trading. What about
No.
announcement? Is there gonna be any shock value announcement to raise our
In a
heart
good
a
way, I
bit?
hope. In a good way, I hope. No, there won't be any
None of that, right?
scary ones. I hope. And no,
Okay.
obviously, I know what you're getting at. And
I
no,
see, because
I-
I know most of our past core community members, they love that high blood pressure moment. So
do
I was
they?
thinking that,
Do they? I mean, to a degree, I'd love to shock people in a good way
right,
and get their heart pumping, but in a positive way.
the positive
And
way, right?
yeah,
I
and
see.
we want to give people security as well to know that they can come and trade.
Exactly.
There aren't going to be any closures of the Discord and whatnot. No, I don't think.
Right.
I think that's what we want.
And you're not gonna
If
send
people have enough of that.
you're not gonna send a new token to a cemetery and start a new one.
No,
Okay, that sounds
no,
good. So
and we also won't be making new tokens every
that
every
sounds good.
week and
Exactly.
so
Exactly. All right, so I want to thank you, my disguise, for this opportunity, for this interview. I think it went
Thank you.
very well.
Good, thank you.
All right, sure thing. All right, see you around.
Okay, man.
Again, guys, I want to thank you for listening on this podcast, this YouTube video, and I want to again ask you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. Right, and look in the description below, and you will see our Twitter page and Discord link. Right, so you can just hop on over and show some support again.